Yeah, it's working, and holy shit, it's actually working almost straight away on the other screen there. Bloody hell. So as if things are going, or as if things are going my way. Bloody hell. If I keep this up, I might even get the stream working perfectly fine. Well, we can dream, can't we? Everyone, we can dream. Anyway, we are back with the letter. I again apologise to people. I've lost a lot of time in recent days looking after the role-playing group, and well, since I'm the only player, not player, I mean, since I'm the only GM, I'm basically every single NPC ever, so it is stressful to say the least. Oh, come on, where's the bloody notification for this thing? Let me just cut out some of this chuff. Let's try and access it the hard way. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, there we go. It's for me. Fantastic. Anyway, as I was saying, we're back with the letter, and let's continue. The morning is once again filled with a whirlwind of activity, and for some reason the stupid fucking tablet has not yet connected me to my Twitch channel, which is a pain, an absolute pain in my ripe, raw, pompous anus. After all, how am I going to fucking respond to people if I can't see things, you know? Oh. Something's happening. Yes, there we are. That's better, right. Unfortunately, I am more refreshed as I took a break from my responsibilities. I haven't the faintest clue where Luke was yesterday. Today is going to be a busy day, although, unlike Wednesday, the master of the house isn't here right now, absent once again from his duties. Oh, bloody hell. That's it, go back to my dashboard there. Hopefully he'll be back in time for the party. This is our house after all. A ground housewarming party for the wonderful Wright mansion. Every person of importance from Luxembourg is involved, and there will be a few guests flying in as well. Of course, there will be some people from the media, along with friends and acquaintances who are made no less important, regardless of their status in society. Marianne and I discuss business and last-minute touches to the house before finalising everything. Not that there is much change from our original plans. Bar any huge additions to the property itself, the mansion is nearly 100% complete.
You have certainly exceeded expectations, Marianne. Everything looks so marvellous, and in such a short time, too.
Well, I can't take all the credit. People have certainly been enthusiastic about the idea of working on the right mansion. There won't be any more problems unless... Mr. Wright has any more objections about the second bedroom?
I had a small tiff about making the second bedroom into a children's playroom, which I insisted is completely practical. In the end, he had to acquiesce. I didn't give him any choice in the matter. I even bought this wonderful wooden crib from the antique store yesterday, including some toys. Just in case anyone brings their baby, of course. Besides, we have little need for actual guest rooms. We hardly have guests who spend the night. If we absolutely have to, we often choose to foot the bill for their visit on one of our hotels instead, always at Luke's own insistence. And on the off chance that we actually let someone stay, the bedroom in the opposite wing is set up for the task.
Oh, no. We proceed with that room as planned. I already agreed to him having his greenhouse and his vineyard and his stables. He may as well let me have this one thing.
Sounds fair. No, I did not agree to him having a helipad.
All right, then. Well, do we have any other concerns? Anything we need to put on our agenda before the party commences?
No, I don't think so. Not unless Luke has anything else to say.
Is he around then? It'd be best if we can note down his request right away, considering the scope of his usual ones.
Around? No. Where is he? Who knows where? I don't.
No, he's not around.
She didn't have to point out the obvious now, did she? After 7 long years, it's already gotten used to him. I should be by now. Still not, apparently.
But don't you have a party?
I want nothing more than to complain, to whinge about how unfair this is. However, airing out one's dirty laundry is simply taboo among high society. To do so will make you ripe target for the next dinner party chit-chat. Well, that's where you got a problem with the high society. You bottle everything up until it becomes a mental illness. And the next thing you know, you've got incest going on the place. Vultures, the lot of them, really. Or most of them, at least. There are always good ones, like Rochelle Lee. But put your trust in the wrong person, and you'll find yourself eagerly picked apart.
Yes. But Luke's just being a sweetie, you see. That friend he's visiting, he's having marital problems and he's just trying to cheer him up.
Perhaps I'm being a bit too harsh, a bit too hot-headed in divulging details. But I thought myself clever with a plan to dress it up as gossip. Marianne's raised brow make me unsure whether she is interested or not. Although that does make things better if she has no interest and, therefore, has no hidden intent to utilize whatever I say to her.
They've been married for a long time and they've hit how do they say it? A rough patch. His wife has a drinking problem and can be very neglectful. The poor thing really does his best to be a good husband. But it's never enough for her. Sometimes I think it's the years. Maybe it's been so long that they've lost that romantic spark. What do you think?
What do I think of the matter, ma'am?
I didn't see it. Well, put down. Oh, where are we? Oh, near the end of her, Hannah. Next will be Zachary, Marianne, Rebecca, Ashton, Luke.
No, what do you think of my hair? It feels so lifeless and dull today, and that's no good for a party. And I think I'm breaking out into zits.
Now that you mention it, there is something different.
There better not be something on my face.
I wouldn't worry about that. You do look a little paler than usual, ma'am. I apologise if I'm crossing any lines here, but have you been resting properly?
Huh. You'd think I get a bit tanned with how sunny it's been lately. Don't you worry. I feel right as rain and never better. But back to the matter at hand.
You were asking for my personal opinion on the matter, ma'am? Do you want me to be honest, or...?
Do I want to be... No, to be honest. Yes.
Be honest with me, Marianne. I don't need someone to sugarcoat it. I'm not some fragile thing that I'm just going to break down at the slightest thing.
She hesitates, taking a sip of her coffee while I stare into my own cup of tea. The silence stretches on, and I almost believe that she'll never answer my question. I suppose I shouldn't blame her, putting her in a tight spot like this. Hesitation is understandable, though I loathe to admit it. She simply wants this whole thing to stay professional. But then she speaks.
If I'm going to be completely honest, I need to ask. This is about you and Mr. Wright, isn't it?
Yep. It's my turn to hesitate now. I really didn't expect such a straightforward answer. And to get to the heart of the matter, I suppose I'm not as clever as I think. Or is it really that bad that an outsider can see our little marital problems? Surely we aren't that obvious, are we? We've put up the act a couple of years, although it hadn't always been an act. Maybe I'm just more keen than the average person, of course. There's a necessity to her career, and she's been working so closely with us.
Suppose it is. What would you tell me?
Then I tell you it's none of my business. I tell you that I don't want to meddle. But if the troubled husband with the neglectful wife asked me for my honest opinion, I'd say that he shouldn't base his happiness and his self-worth on someone else.
Agreed.
Someone who won't even give him the time of the day. Maybe he should try being independent for a while. See what it's like when he isn't trying to please someone else and doing things for himself. Everyone's supposed to be their own man or woman, right? A bit of breathing room never hurt anyone.
I'm getting a bit dry over it. Oh, sorry for that.
That's just my 2 pence worth, of course.
So you're saying they should divorce?
Not necessarily divorce, but a break could do wonders. As long as you state what the freaking restrictions are, unlike bloody Friends, where they didn't state any restrictions and then it all went to hell in a handbasket.
Nothing as drastic as that. If they're afraid that it might lead to just that, then maybe that is what's meant to happen in the first place. We shouldn't let our fear control our lives. But it's just a short hiatus is all. Or, couples therapy? Look, I'm really not the best person to ask about relationships. So grain of salt and all that.
Good point. She draws off, having said her piece, and leaves nothing but the smell of coffee and Earl Grey between us. There is a calm despite the nature of what she had just discussed. To say that her words make me start to think is an understatement. To say that I'm not considering her advice is a lie. To say that this might just be the calm before the storm is a possibility. Others have had shorter mergers, yes, but plenty have celebrated long and happy ones as well. My own parents celebrated their coral anniversary before they passed away. Coral? What's coral anniversary? But 7 years? 7 years isn't a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. It isn't a whole lot of time to see what and where our relationship can bring us. And at the same time, 7 years? Well, it hasn't been entirely made up of unhappy years, has it? It won't last forever, but it's not supposed to anyway. I just dread the thought that it might last for a very long time. I dread the thought that these small spats, these little disagreements, will turn to an all-out resentment. The idea that we will grow to hate each other with every fibre of our beings scares me. I can't even pinpoint the exact moment when our blissful union turns sour. We can get through this, right? No, you can't! Dump the bastard! Where are we? Yeah, there. I know that I still do love him, and I feel that there is still a part of him that loves me in turn. We just need to get our heads together and talk it out. Surely he will see some sense. Oh shit, look. There's a cough before Marianne clears her throat. I must have been quiet for so long, and I move to apologise when she stands up. We both end up on our feet, unsure how to proceed. Some sort of odd, awkward shuffling occurs as we decide whether to sit back down or not.
I really should handle what's left of the work.
You won't be attending the party? Oh, you really must, Marianne.
I'll try to stay and chat. Maybe grab a few bites and a drink, but I can't be around for the entirety of the event. My apologies.
A few bites and a drink. Actually, I shouldn't insult Irish people who's got a few people I know. Kinky. I'm saying that because my group, one group was saying about the one character was saying to the other character how he wants to examine his body.
Busy, busy, busy.
You must stay a while. I'd love for you to meet some of my friends, and they're ever so excited to meet you. You need to say hello to the Lees, at least. If it wasn't for them, I'd never even heard of you.
We'll see. So, if I can be excused?
Certainly. You'll have to excuse me as well. I must attend to the party before any early birds arrive.
Sounds like a good plan.
Because, believe me, they will throw a fuss if things aren't ready, even when they're not supposed to be here until an hour later.
Sounds about right. The scene outside the parlour is great. Is a great organised mess. Aside from our own household help, we hired the service of the temp agency which provides staff for Right Enterprise in the hospitality sector. Even our very skilled staff cannot undertake a party of this size on their own. Waiters, busboys, hostesses and their staff captains move about in droves, carrying crockery and silverware good for several dozen people and then some. The chefs and bartenders tail after Johans, that's it. Johans, looking like scared little children as he escorts them through the chicken? What am I talking about? Sorry, I'm going a bit weird. They go through the kitchen and into the wine cellar to peruse the stocks to select what can be served at the party and what can be used for cooking.
No, we have a lot to do, and I believe we did not hire snails. Snails are for the dishes.
Are you a snail? It's like he's threatening that he's going to cook them alive. A string quartet readies up to play for the evening, tuning their instruments as they fill the air with idle chatter. Floral decor where thousands fill vases, wreaths and baskets, while petals are scattered along the driveway up the front. Ooh! A nice sculptured reindeer is brought in carefully by a pair. That is quite nice. It's followed by a simple cake. Just a 5-tier white chiffon one with white chocolate mousse, fresh berries and light dusting of edible gold leaf. Yeah, very simple. Jesus. Edible gold leaf. But despite the fact that I told Marianne how I will attend to all this, I find myself unable to focus or care for any of it. I still have our discussion running in my mind, and looking at all this, I only see Luke everywhere. These are all the grand things that Luke wanted to have for the party. I had wanted a small, elegant and simple gathering, with only a select few invited, namely the people who I would actually trust to enter my home. I didn't want any bloody politicians or paparazzi in here, no matter how used I am to the catering.
At least be here for your party. Damn it, Luke.
The entire thing screamed Luke Wright. I can't help but add another question to my growing list of queries. When did I lose myself? It's always about him nowadays, isn't it? What about Hannah Wright? What about Hannah Evans? I used to be my own woman, who made her own name, her own career, and her own decisions. Sure, I was already the social butterfly that I still am today, but it wasn't all empty shallow gossip and sitting pretty. I was also lauded for my knowledge and talent. Finance manager wasn't just handed to me just because my father owned the company. I had insisted that I start at the bottom so I could work my way up to the top to prove myself. And I did. I worked numbers, managed budgets, money and accounts, analysing the competition and market trends. There was a calculation of financial risk, cost reduction opportunities, auditor liaison, and public relations, supervision of staff, and, well, I generally had a huge slew of responsibilities. Admittedly, I was already quite the attention seeker even back then, having dedicated most of my youth craving for my parents' approval. Failing that, I turned to others, looked for praise from anyone who would give it, however fleeting it was. And Luke, oh, Luke, the way he looked at me, the way he watched me and took a genuine interest. He had me disgustingly obsessed since day one, hasn't he? He saw me for me, Hannah Evans, with both my faults and my achievements. The man didn't treat me like some damsel in distress or some prize to be won. I remember the nights before we were married, where we talked about everything and anything. From big things like business, society and philosophy, to little things such as what we had for breakfast or whether we liked cats or dogs more. We both prefer dogs. Weirdos. Nowadays, I'm just like Luke Wright's wife. It's mostly my fault, isn't it? They told me that husbands preferred wives who were docile and subordinate. A woman who'll always be there for him, yet would never outshine him in all aspects except beauty. A wife needs to be at home and tend to his needs, to have children, and to take care of them in his absence. They said I have no business working anymore after I was married. I can blame society, but I listened. Before I can fall further into introspective pit of self-loathing, someone calls for my
The guests have arrived, madam.
And Luke?
Running a bit late, I'm afraid.
Late for his own party. That man, I swear. He's probably looking to make a dramatic entrance, knowing him. Open the doors, then. We mustn't tarry.
cars lay up the driveway, peppering the front of the house, and with vehicles of every kind. Grand tours, supercars, even the odd high-end muscle car or two, convertibles, grand saloons, and other luxury cars can be seen being parked by valets. A handful of cabs drive off, possibly for those who thought it's too troublesome to bring their own cars. There are at least 2 different media vans as well. They're all here for what may be considered the biggest event of the year for Luxburn. So far. Who knows what we'll plan for the winter holidays?
Welcome everyone. Please make yourselves at home.
Some of the guests idle, enjoying the warm if not strange sunshine we are experiencing before gloomy skies inevitably return. They greet acquaintances and friends with warm smiles, others less so. From where I stand I can see the hierarchy of power, the ties that bind these individuals here with here, whether through convenience or necessity. However, there are also a few who are not here to the future. The future's meant in their current place and stuff like that. Sorry. However, there are a few who are not here to further cement their current place in high society. Such as that young man with his oriental air. God. Oriental air. Ignorant of the looks he receives from men and women alike. Well, I will say this, he is quite sexy. He should be getting looks.
Be careful with Shirley, alright?
Man from the Orient. Oh, because he looks oriental, he must be from the Orient. Typical sort of thing some bloody toffee-nosed aristocrat would bloody think, wouldn't it? Or the rose-haired woman talking on her phone while she looks unsure or of why she is here exactly.
Yes, I'm at the party already, Mom.
Rosy-haired girl, that's at least a bit more.
Yes, I'll say hi to her if I can.
I see Zachary, the photographer, as well. He talks to a few of the other media crew.
I was just here a few days ago, yeah. Yeah, and the inside is huge, but the staff are pretty helpful if you get lost.
I had invited Father Norman too. That's the least I can do after he blessed the mansion on my request, aside from my small donation to the church as well. Oh, so despite doing the other choice, they got a priest to bless the place anyway. Huh. I doubt it would do shit for the place, but never mind. But the poor man had taken ill and went through a nervous breakdown of some sort the other day. And then there are people like the Chief Inspector. People who I can never be too sure about. People who stand on the border between being suspicious and being trustworthy. Well, yeah, especially with his accent, as if you're new to this stream, you'll experience it yourself in a minute.
Thank you for the invite, Anna. Husband still missing, I see.
See what I mean?
I should be saying the same of your darling Rochelle, Lee. The doctors again.
She told me she'll just be in the gardens. Bet she's lying and that she's somewhere around mingling, gossiping with the other ladies. It's no offense, but that seems to be all you ladies do at these parties.
And aren't you gossiping right now?
Yes, well, what about Luke?
Of course, when guys do that, they don't think it's gossiping as well.
Should we file a missing persons report now, or do you want to wait 24 hours?
He's around.
You know, I can tell if someone's bluffing. Don't tell me, let me guess. He's finally drunken himself to death and not wanting a scandal, you've hidden his body.
How did you know?
I was wanting to give this housewarming gift to him personally, too. It's a plate that holds a wine glass so he can stop killing himself with liquid lunches. Looks like it's too late for that.
Nothing like that. Besides, this is a hardly polite conversation.
Oh, relax. I'm just trying to be cheeky to lighten the mood. It's not like I want Luke dead.
Well, maybe.
The man doesn't serve dodgy plonk like the others when I visit, and he pays his respects well enough. I could use a glass of wine or three, actually. Rochelle's been in a horrid mood. Threw her stilettos at me the other day and almost took an eye out.
Ooh. That would put you off, wouldn't it?
Not sure if this is how it usually goes, but I blame the pregnancy.
I wouldn't know, would I?
Still no plans for a baby? Well, I guess that's for the best. If it's this bad now, I can't even imagine how bad it'll be when that little baby bump becomes huge.
Have I mentioned how I don't trust him, no matter how hard I try to do so? At least he brought a gift, I
Why
suppose.
don't you just go inside and have some wine, Lee?
Think I will, thanks.
Thanks. Greetings such as these carry on, guests continue to trickle in. Whether we have short conversations or merely shake hands and nod heads, I make sure to attend and welcome each other. As the first hour passes us by, the rest of the stragglers and I adjourn to the ballroom. Hey, latecomers will have to have the attention of the porter instead. I have other issues to attend to now. Ooh, very fancy. Hosting parties is always the same old song and dance, no matter how big or small it is. Make sure your guests are well fed, have good company, and have them generally enjoy themselves. So when my opening remarks are done, when the band has started to play and the guests have started eating, I find myself wandering around aimlessly unless I am pulled to a side. For a while I stay with a small group and entertain them before excusing myself. And when they're not anymore watching me, I end up watching them. And they don't listen, I do. Uncle Banker is having trouble with his daughter. He wishes to marry her off, but she wants nothing more but to make music. Oh, good for her. One of our hotel managers worried about the stolen belongings of one of his patrons, a feeling of insecurity which should be brought up with a higher authority soon. Our mayor, well, his cat died. That's not as scandalous. Then there is that rose-haired woman once again. It's not hard to notice her, with her distinctive locks. She also lacks the grace that the other ladies have, though that does not make her any less beautiful. Her stance and the air she exudes, instead, are strong, and they make her stand out, despite her casual attire. Many men have already given her their attention, though each invitation to dance has been turned down. I approach, intrigued, although it is no great mystery what accompanies her own attention, the glances she keeps sending towards the boy with the oriental hair. That sounds like it should be a title of a song or a book or something. The boy with the oriental hair. How do you get oriental hair anyway? Never mind. She remains unaware, though, even as I stand beside her, pretending that I am there for a drink.
You would catch his eye a lot better if you wore nicer clothes, don't you think?
Didn't realize the housewarming was going to be this fancy. I would have gone with a nice dress if I knew.
Oh, you're fine, dearie. It's only really the parvenus, those who climb, that come to these parties all dolled up. Quite the black-haired beauty, isn't he?
I'd say. The boy comes over, but I do nothing to speak any softer. He merely passes by, and it is a wonder he doesn't hear what
Who,
he
Ash?
says.
You know, you really shouldn't have turned down those offers. If I wasn't married, I'd happily go dancing with those young men. But you said a name. Ash. That's the exquisite lad you've been looking at all this time. I don't know him, and I'm the one hosting this party. That must mean you know each other. Is he your boyfriend then? Because that would explain those rejections.
Uh-oh. In all my life, I have never seen a face grow red so fast. The shade of her hair did not help her so well. This is the most pink I've seen a person, really.
What? No, that's ridiculous. He isn't my boyfriend.
It's too late because Isabella has him.
Such a violent reaction. A simple no would have sufficed.
The lady doth protest too much.
Nanny here would be happy to hear it.
And I haven't been looking at him.
Yes, you have.
That's right. You've been staring. Quite heatedly, in fact.
I like that. Ah, that's why you haven't been looking at him. You've been staring.
Although I'm not sure if you look like you want to kiss him or kill him.
Yeah, could be both.
It's more the latter currently.
Just don't go murdering him on my property. I don't want to walk into a room and suddenly find a body there.
I wave as I feel the burning of someone's stares. It is chilling, and though I am used to enduring the gaze of others, this one makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Whoa, fucking hell. Look at that. Jesus. It is chilling, and though I am used to enduring the gaze of others, this one makes the hairs... Oh no, look at that. My attention is pulled from the girl, and I see a woman staring. Dark hair and dirty. She looks more like a beggar than a guest, and I have half the mind to call security at her when her mouth breaks out into a grin. All I hear is laughing, taunting. A stare makes my blood run cold. She looks at me like I am nothing but a pig to slaughter for her amusement. It makes my hand shake, and I nearly drop my drink. Then I blink and she's gone, and the buzz.
I'll keep that in mind, but are you all right?
Yes, sorry. I just thought I saw something strange. It must be the trick of the light. Anyway, on a right, as you must already know.
Rebecca Gales.
Gales.
Scales? Union. The name is familiar, like a fond memory. I recall a kind lady, a private tutor, who treated me like her own daughter when I was young. She'd even bring me food when there was no need to do so. Usually stovies, which I honestly hadn't been too keen about, though I ate them nonetheless because she bought them for me.
Oh, the professor! And your little Becky!
My parents couldn't make it since they're in Scotland right now. And Mom says hi, by the way. But yeah, that's me. Little Becky. We met once before.
Little Becky, oh god. I'd cringe if I was her.
Yes, oh, I remember you! You were the cutest little thing with glasses! And when we met, you were having boy troubles with this lad called something with an A.
Ash? Again?
What was it again? Aaron, Alan, Adele, Albert, Alexander, Andrew?
A lot of those names sound very British and very familiar. The more I list off names, the more red and the more quiet Becky gets. She starts to look a bit miserable as her body language shows discomfort and stiffness. Perhaps I've triggered a horrid childhood memory. Surely I hadn't been mean when she visited their mother. I don't quite remember
Ashton! Ash!
It's the same Ash. Must be.
That man is that boy! The same one.
And you've still not done a move on him all these years. Too late, Isabella's gone.
Oh, goodness me, after all these years! I can see why, though. He's quite dashing.
You don't really need to announce it to everyone with an earshot, you know? Keep it down.
I'm so sorry, but it really is cute.
And a tad bit sad.
This is a nice party, Miss Wright.
Please, Anna's fine. We're friends of a sort, aren't we? We must be friends, seeing as I know about your little infatuation, Becky. Don't you worry, dearie. You'll have your happy ending yet.
No, she won't. No, if Isabella has something to say about it.
I'm not too concerned about that, am I? That's not what I'm looking for.
Oh? And what makes you think that? Doesn't everybody want their happy ending?
Yeah, but it usually costs extra.
The idea of happy endings sounds like they're just for fairy tales.
Or again, an extra bit of payment and massage parlor.
And they are, sorta. I don't think you can just sit around, trapped in some tower and hope for the best. If you love them, you have to fight for it, right?
Yep, you gotta slay the dragon.
You're not just going to sit there and hope that everything will just fix itself on its own. Like everything, you have to work at it. But what do I know?
There was a grimace, although she seems to relax around my presence. How long has it been since we met as children? Certainly a long time. She was tiny back then.
I'm sure the daughter of the two greatest professors I've ever known is smart enough to know what she's talking about. But have you told him how you feel? And it's been what? 20 years?
17, actually. But no,
Close enough.
not yet. He can be a bit dense.
You know what? So can I. I've had that a few times when I've been speaking to someone online, and they were saying, "Oh, I thought my flirting was too subtle," and I was like, "Flirting? You were flirting? What?" No, just the density here.
I was hoping that maybe he'd notice on his own and...
No.
Well, that won't do.
Exactly.
What if you two become husband and wife? He's not to be dense when he's sworn himself to another person. Why, you might just as well consider leaving before the day's even begun.
If that happens, I'll have to give him a good ear bashing, won't I? Whoever anyone ends up with, it's not going to be a perfect relationship anyway. There's going to be things you'll love and things you'll hate about the other person. We're just humans. It's funny. Here I am, trying to give you advice when you did the very same thing back then. I remember you giving me a makeover when we were still kids. And you were the first I told anyone about my... crush.
I do remember now that she mentions it. Did I give her that yellow summer dress or pink blouse and petticoat? She must have kept some of what I said in mind. It feels ridiculous remembering all of that years later talking about boys and how they go crazy for pretty girls. As if it's the same gospel for every woman should adhere to. It was so easy to say such things then, with me not knowing any better. Though, looking at her now, she must have kept some of what I said in mind. Perhaps I did say something good at the time, enough for her to take to heart. But all that didn't matter in the moment as I mulled over what she's just said to my mind. What she said to my mind. What Becky told me is very different from what Marianne told me. There is no time to ponder over that, however, as a hush descends upon the once lively crowd. The music... oh shit. Oops. The music of strings and the chatter slows to a grinding halt as the doors from the foyer opens. The last latecomers should have arrived moments ago, and anyone else this late would simply be too embarrassed to show their face. So this can only be one person, or rather, one man. There is only one man who is audacious enough to arrive at his own party so late.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Enjoying the party?
And there he is with a fucking wine in his hand.
I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the right mansion.
You're very late. Unlike I, who raised in the spotlight and simply grew used to its presence, he sorted out every chance he could, even when there was no spotlight that shone. And I'll never put it against him when he smiles like that. He did so quite brilliantly under scrutiny when he channels his showmanship. You can tell by the way people's eyes light up as he speaks. How they listen, enraptured, even if all he's doing is a simple greeting. He'll wave his hands here, and a smile there, and a bit of swagger. I always tell him that if he is not to be a businessman, he will do well as an entertainer. Love this side of him, especially when he looks at me and he beckons me over to humbly share his place. That single second is wasted as I excuse myself from Becky's side and I make my way to Luke's.
Welcome one and all to our humble abode. Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are our ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen. If you would excuse my presumptuousness.
I don't excuse your presumptuousness because you're a cunt. Quite simply.
So, enjoy the feast that has been laid out for your senses as we only allowed the best to be served. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone!
There was a round of applause, cheers, and even some hoots. Guests approached us left and right to shake Luke's hand and greet him personally, praises on their lips. It is because of that, and it is this that I do not see her. I do not see her until she is dangerously close, with fury in her eyes, and she's already spitting venom. Oh, what the hell is happening here? Johannes restrains her, taking care not to unnecessarily harm the pregnant woman. But that does little to deter her rage, and the man has no choice but to let her go, lest an unborn child is hurt. Although it might be too late for that, as I see an emptied glass of wine in her hand. How much she imbibed
Are you
in.
feeling ill, Rochelle? Perhaps you need to sit down and...
No! Shut it, you munter! I ain't talking to you! I'm talking to this scumbag over here!
Uh-oh.
You bloody bastard standing there with your smarmy smile!
She interrupts me, jamming her finger in my direction before she rounds on Luke. Numerous whispers and murmurs break out amongst the guests. All I can focus on is the heat of the moment. Obviously intoxicated, judging by the smell of the alcohol in her breath. Oh, a poor bloody child. Well, unborn child. I'm not ticked off about this little display of hers, at least not yet. But I am absolutely pissed by the fact that she'd endanger her own baby by drinking. There is a considerable amount of restraint and grace that I must exercise while I wait for her tantrums to subside. I keep a patient, if tight, smile on my face. Luke's expression, on the other hand, is indecipherable.
Watch your tongue! You're on thin ice, Rochelle. Where's your husband? Who even invited you?
I did.
And I told you with great emphasis not to. Now we have a drunk, hormonal, pregnant woman causing a stir. What is even going on?
Just been asked the same
I don't
thing.
know. But Rochelle, do calm down before you hurt yourself. I can't understand a word you're saying.
Where is that husband of yours? Lee! Collect your wife right now!
Don't you fucking talk like I'm not here and you're not responsible, you ass! You told me that I should wait for you in the gardens!
Excuse me. What is this nonsense you're going on about?
Crazy talk! That's all it is! Just completely and utterly mad!
I don't think so.
Has anyone seen the chief inspector?
I am pregnant with your little bastard! You promised me you'll take responsibility.
Well, you were fucking stupid to leave that shit from him.
God damn it, Luke! I finally got you to talk to me after months of silence, and you do this to me!
What?
What do you mean you're pregnant with... Luke, is this true?
Lies and slander, woman! Security! Johans, take her out of here before she makes an even bigger fool of herself!
It's not herself she's making a fool of.
No, you do not do this to me. I was so ready to leave my stupid oaf of a husband. I told you to leave that damn wife of yours.
To be honest, hearing her voice, she and her husband sound like they should go well together.
Look at her. Does she look like she wants a baby? Does she look like she can take care of a baby?
A baby? Uh-oh. It is now that Johannes returns to security along with the concerned-looking Officer Lee. They surround her and move to escort the hysterical woman. Judging by his pale face, he has heard the whole thing, and I feel nothing but pity for the man. Not that I believe Rochelle. Luke will never... He will never go so far as to sleep with another woman. Right?
I'm so sorry for her behaviour. She's been under a lot of stress. And the alcohol. Talking nonsense, that's all it is. You're not allowed to drink because of the baby, Shelley. What are you thinking?
Nothing to see here, people. Move along.
Is there really nothing here but the ramblings of a drunk? Of course, they're nothing but ramblings of a drunk. She's just jealous. because of this wonderful marriage, this happily ever after that I have with my
Take
prince.
that troll up out of here immediately!
I'm guessing that was caused because of the earlier situation where she was all happy-dappy with him.
And see to it that she isn't allowed to hear or anywhere we hold any authority in Luxbourne.
To be banned from anything with the right name on it is basically social suicide. We practically own half of Luxembourg, and there isn't a single establishment of repute that isn't under our patronage, one way or another. This is mercy. I can do much worse to her. At least this way, she can just move out of the city and never ever return. I have stayed my hand in the face of her grievous fault, her bold-faced lies, when she deserves so much more. I can take away her business, have her factory shut down. It is too easy to ruin her life until she is just nothing. And it is all so tempting. I can only see red. The tension is thick in the air, and the silence that embraces the room is nearly deafening. Oh, hey, Sirian. Oh, hi, Siri. Yeah, I probably would have done this earlier, but the last couple of times I've missed, I'm afraid. I missed showing up on time, then I just had... long story short, I had other things going on. There are worried and almost fearful glances from some of the guests, yet at the same time, I can still hear them whispering. But as long as they hold their tongues and don't interfere, none of them matter to me. Especially when my darling looks at me with a different shine in his eyes. It almost seems as if he's proud of what I have done, and that spurns me on more than anything.
Everyone, please go back to enjoying the party.
I'm known to side-eye people on it. I mean, I'm a shut-in with kids. I know how this stuff goes. Yeah, I'm a bit of a shut-in myself. Not with kids, but I'm a shut-in with my parents.
Don't let that mess of a woman ruin your night.
I don't think she's that mess of a woman. I think he legitimately is just a creep.
You heard her! Strike up the band, maestro, and let us dance like fireflies in the night!
Now put your drink down. It is a bit for the crowd to stir again in the face of all that. But, like most problems in the elite, it's brushed under the rug and forgotten in favour of merriment. A lot of things usually are. Worse so in the old days, because then even murder was brushed under the rug. He offers his hand to me with a small smirk and a bow.
That was a mess, wasn't it? And you handled it magnificently.
It happens. We are very important people, are we not?
Milady, would you like to dance?
With pleasure, my prince.
No one is going to get between me and my darling husband. Not Rochelle or any other rich snooty scrubber. Not some common whore or an ambitious maid. No one is going to get near him in that manner. Not while I'm around. And if I have anything to say about it, no one is going to get near him at all. I know what choices you made then, yeah. They have to prove to be a difficult task. My darling prince is a man of many connections, a man of the people. He is always talking to one person or another. And I am always left alone, unable to stay at his side at all times. It is frustrating, but I have to be doing... sorry, tongue-tied. It is frustrating, but I have to be understanding. Besides, I don't see why he can't just stay at home. The least I can do is make sure I have his time while he's here, which, in and of itself, isn't as easy as it sounds. Not with that bloody valet of his tailing him around.
Johans! Where's... I can't find it anywhere.
Have you looked around your neck? It should be there if it's not on your clothes horse, sir.
It isn't often that I awake this early, at least early enough to find my darling preparing for the day with his valet attending to him. There's an old-fashioned way to go about the morning. He's able to dress himself after all. But he says that it really makes the day easier for him to have someone else do this tedious task, albeit with a grimace. Although if the manservant of his dislikes the duty so much, I'll gladly do it in his stead.
I've got it, my prince. Come here.
Well, someone's up and at them especially early this morning, huh? Here I thought you'd be knackered by all the dancing we did last night at the party. And after that... well...
That's just a little wink and a smile that is what he offers me as I draw close to fix his tie. And when the valet reaches out with his perfume, I quickly take it and shoo him aside. This close, his scent fills me with the smell of white flowers, coca, cardamom, and almonds. It is intoxicating. Unfortunately, certain things that smell like almonds are toxic. And the sight of two of us in the vanity mirror is picturesque and perfect. Can I help it if I feel a bit resentful that another person get to do this for Luke every morning when I could have done it myself? No, I
You're
can't.
dismissed, Shroken. I have this. Go on then. You'll be summoned if you're needed.
There's a curious look, furrowed brows, for any sign that he cares is wiped from his expression.
Very well. If you need me, I'll be somewhere that isn't here.
Clever man.
You could have let the man do his job.
And I say there's no need for him. I can take care of you just fine, my prince. Just where are you off to this morning anyway?
I hate the thought of him leaving me. It feels like an eternity without him here, in this lonely place that doesn't feel like a home quite yet. Although the mansion is really growing on me, slowly but surely. I want to be right outside, yet he fails to see such an obvious thing. I really dislike this guy. Because I'm pretty sure he's an absolute scumbag. I can't remember if it was you that told me this, but I remember someone was saying how he is an absolute scumbag.
Business. Where else?
Why can't you just work from home? You can afford to, can't you?
Business needs a firm hand and a personal touch, Buttercup. Besides, I can't stay cooped up forever in here. I'll go mad.
You looked down the hatch. I certainly did. And then I realised, oh shit, I should have gotten myself to die to get that extra scene unlocked, but I didn't. Usually it's interesting to see what terrifying scene happens if you mess up on those like QTE things.
Well, you'll come back home as soon as possible, won't you? It's so awfully lonely here without you, my prince.
I could. I don't see why I should, though. This hasn't been a problem before.
The Prince, played by Draco Malfoy. That's what I think anyway when I look at his hair.
You know I'll come home when I come home.
Just get home as soon as you can. For me, won't you?
No promises. It's business after all. I can't just stand up in the middle of the meeting and tell them the wife wants me home.
You could do, if you own the company. Hell, if you own the company, you could simply say, I want to head home because I want to wipe my ass with my own toilet paper. What are you going to do about it?
Then forget those peasants.
He stops and stares, looking perturbed for a moment before shaking his head. Is he feeling ill? No, I think you're feeling ill, dear. You're saying something peculiar. That's not a reason for him to stay here with me, isn't it? I'm just being a good wife, worrying about my husband.
Be good, dear. And stay safe. There's been all sorts of dodgy characters seen about the property.
Yes, I'm looking at one right now.
I'll be leaving Johans with you, just in case you need anything, and to be on the safe side, okay?
But I don't need a valet. I need you here with me.
I'll be closing a big deal with a pharmaceutical company soon, if things go according to plan. Maybe, after that, I can take a breather for a bit.
No maybes. You have to promise me.
Oh, it's getting really clingy. I only need him.
I'm going to be late, Hannah. The longer this takes, the later I'll get home.
Fine. Shall I see you out?
If that's what you want.
She's got to become very obsessive. At the front door, his valet waits, ready to accompany him for the rest of the day, when he is told to stay and attend to me. I still don't like it. It looks like he doesn't either. But I ignore him in favour of the one who really matters. I hold Luke's hand in mine and give him a deep kiss. It makes my heart flutter as I see the way his eyes close during our moment of passion. Parting for air, I can only smile.
Have a good day, my prince.
Right. Off I go.
I still don't want him to leave. He should just stay. Forever.
If you could let go of my hand, please, Hannah.
This chapter has 3 ending versions, and the hatches, well, it might have locked you into one of hers. Ah, yes, I see. Oh, maybe I should have done something else that would have led to more excitement down here. It's just so hard to let go when I finally have him in my grasp. I watch him enter his car and leave, pains me so. Leaves behind an aching, gaping hole like a hunger and a need. I'm not content until he
If
returns.
it fits you, breakfast is ready in the parlor, madam.
If anything, I'll be in a foul mood till he
Leave
returns.
and go practice your bloody sodomy elsewhere.
Where the hell did that come from? Yeah, I think looking down the hatch has definitely cemented into a completely different sort of ending, because her personality has completely changed from beforehand. Her personality completely changed from before.
Peculiar.
Correct. I mean, she didn't... Earlier she was saying about how, you know, oh, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if you're gay or whatever, because she was talking to Zachary about that. And now she's gone all weird. Oh, it did. Otherwise you get options at the party. Oh, that's kind of shitty then. When I turn around to hiss at him to leave, he's already gone. And that suits me just fine. I want to be alone without anyone bothering me. Oh, that's on the day, yeah. Out of curiosity, can you, when you complete the game, like go back and just randomly do bits, or do you have to do the whole thing over and over again? Just like skip through it all instead. I want to be alone with myself and my thoughts, with only these holes as company. These damned holes which will hold our memories, just he and I. There is no one else I need but my prince. Not some cheeky servant who's just living it up because he's Luke's right-hand man. Rubbish like him deserve nothing. He deserves to be thrown and locked in the attic. Without realizing it, my feet have brought me in here. This empty, lifeless room disgusts me. The longer I stare at it, the harder it is, the harder it gets to breathe, as if the walls are moving in on me. Yet at the same time, it pulls me in. I hear a whispering and curiosity get the better of me as I look under the bed. There, at the far corner, a loose floorboard. The wood, despite having swelled and warped over the years, is strangely familiar, comforting in its feel. You can a bit, but at some later branches and further chapters are based off other choices. Ah, okay. It's not really what my husband searches for as I reach for it. It takes quite an effort, but soon I am able to lift it. My little hand searches for husband, what am I talking about? And inside, underneath the dust and cobwebs, lies a pendant, warm and familiar. And I swear, if I just close my eyes, I can feel it beating in my palm. I feel a thrill, though I also feel like a thief for taking this. But it's mine. So without delay, I hide in our room. In front of the vanity, I see the ways my eyes shine as I Remove the clasps of my old necklace and put this new one. It fits a lot better than the old one. I can feel it as it weighs on my
Right
feet.
where it belongs.
Oh, Jesus, what's with her creepy fucking look? Ugh. Those eyes. Those fucking eyes. And that grin. Yep, I'm gonna say Hannah's gone. You can probably guess what the hatch did now. Yes, I can. Pleasant memory hits me long before I cross the threshold. Faint but light and warm. A reminder of what home is. Pa's stern but commanding gaze. Ma's tender smiles. The sunlight filtering through the eaves in the morning. The distinct smell of cinnamon and vanilla as it drifts through the air every time something cooks in that room. The room. Our room. Ma and Pa's pride and joy. Fucking hell. My sister and I, too, eventually. But we ain't allowed there. Not yet. Not until we're taller or older. Not until we've learned how to take care of ourselves. And not burn our hands or reach the cupboards without having to be lifted.
But a little peek wouldn't hurt, yeah?
Floorboards are cold under my feet, but not feet. More than it usually is. The wall is more forbidding than what I'm used to. Farther and farther the room goes. Ma's singing ceases, and Pa...
No, please wait! I'll be good! I'll sleep on time! Don't go!
I can't hear Pa. Jesus. Not above the ruckus clanging and deafening roar of gunshots, nor the screams replacing the comforting soft melodies. There is only the blinding fear. When my foot slips, the red sea that catches me is bitter and frigid, but the blood that drips in my hand is warm, warm, warm. Fucking hell. It ain't my blood. Walls tumble and everything goes quiet. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ, Zachary, that's Jesus, I thought I had a bad bloody childhood, but fucking hell. It certainly wasn't that bad. It takes a few moments for everything to fall into place, for my eyes to adjust to the relative darkness of the room. Despite the pleasant chill the AC brings, my shirt is clinging tightly to me and my blanket a tangled mess around my throat. Morning has not yet even arrived, and yet...
Way too early for this thing, man.
And too long. Too long since the last I've woken up drenched in my own sweat. Head littered with thoughts that are gone as soon as my eyes open. All too often my imprints and brief images are left to haunt me for the rest of the day, or until my mind forgets about it. And he had that horrible experience seeing that thing wrapping its hands around Hannah's neck as well. Good Lord. Egad, whichever comes first. Yet, vivid or not, what little I can remember does not matter. Regardless, the desperation sticks, clawing up, pushing, urging me to relive every moment, every sensation, and there's a twinkle in Ma's eye when she looks up from her work, flour dusting her nose and cheeks. Scent of freshly baked bread wafts from the oven, and as soon as Pa opens it, the homely fragrance of honey fills the room. Oh, I'm sorry, I just can't get that horrible fucking face out of my mind when she puts it on and goes, there, where it belongs. Jesus. He reaches up to wipe the small beads of sweat away from his forehead before gesturing for me to come closer the moment he spots me on my little hiding place behind the door. I expected him to be angry, but his pat on my back when I came within arm's reach is encouraging enough. We'll have to taste these first before we put it out for sale tomorrow. You up for it, little man? Is it good enough? A knock cuts through the air before I can answer. Sharp, heavy, demanding, familiar. So distantly familiar. Ma ushers me out of the kitchen when Pa moves to answer it. But I know what awaits outside. Taste the blood in my mouth sends an unpleasant churning to my gut. Ma's apron crinkles under my tight grip. Something snaps me back in place. My bed remains in utter disarray. The walls still need a new paint job, and the wall clock ticking opposite my bed is as unsettling as ever. Yeah, it's still midnight. Ash is right. I should have already replaced that when I had the chance.
You're no longer there, Zachary. Here and there are miles apart. Calm down. Breathe.
Pressure of my own fingers against my temple is a welcome sensation over the anxiety gripping me. I never really did anything to stave off the headache, sure to follow after this morning, but it grounds me. Oh yeah, I need to... Shit, that's not my appointment thing. Oh, I must be downstairs. Anyway. Little man that I'm safe, away from the place I once called home, from Ma and Pa's. The only with each rap that follows finally chases away the ghost threatening to hang around. Why anyone thinks it's a good idea to knock at someone else's door this late confuses me. Nana would chase them all away with a broom she wear. But no matter. It's a welcome break from the thoughts about to take a morbid turn into left festering. Morbid turn left. So we're getting completely tongue-tied tonight. It's probably just Ash anyway, looking for a place to crash. Wonders why he's bothering with the courtesy when he never did so before. Even with that hunch, though, habit compels me to check who it is first through the peephole. Better safe than sorry, they say. Except the person that greets me on the other side ain't him. Unless his head grew longer overnight, and he started wearing a ponytail, of course, which I highly doubt will happen anytime soon, no matter how funny that looks in my mind. Oh, it's no time.
Isabella.
Oh, it's
It's
Isabella!
late.
Oh yeah, shit, because what she saw back at the office. Ooh. There's something I can't quite pinpoint in her eyes when she looks up. Her face is a pallid shade, shoulders tense, breathing heavy, and an uncontrollable shaking in her hand she's trying to hold back. Hide if I don't know anywhere.
Hey, Zach. Sorry. I know it's weird for me to show up at this hour, but you are the closest to my office, and...
No. It's perfectly fine. I'm not really working on anything right now. Do you want to come in?
Is it all right? I know you should be sleeping at this hour, but I'm sorry. I just thought I have no idea why I went here. My feet just moved on their own after I got out of the office, and sorry.
She drew herself, a voice lost in the muggy night air. I wait for her to say more, but instead her only response is a downward shift of gaze back to her still trembling hands, as if the motion alone is enough for an explanation. A minuscule gesture. Easy to miss if one is not paying attention. But for someone who's seen the same expression on the mirror, done the same thing too many times when night terrors are inevitable, it isn't.
Hey, don't worry about it. At least you not. Ash just barges in and crashes on the couch whenever he feels like it. I swear that guy is one fine hairline away from being a criminal.
Without waiting for her answer, I step away from the door and saunter over to the kitchenette. 2 good seconds, only the cleaning of the plates can be heard above the constant tick-tock. Late as it may be for a snack, the familiar motions keep me occupied, steer my mind away from dangerous thoughts. Isabel's company is not unwelcome either. Whatever her reasons for showing up here at such a late hour, it doesn't matter. I'll be damned if I just turn her away, frazzled as she is. The door clicks shut behind her when she finally enters, feet scuffling softly behind the tiled floor. All the years I've known her, she has never once lost her ever upbeat spirit. Yet, in this particular moment, as she stands in my doorway, holding her arms close to herself, it's as if I'm looking at someone completely withdrawn from the person I've come to know all these years.
Do you want to drink or eat anything? I haven't restocked my food stash yet, so ingredients may be a bit limited. But I'm sure I can whip something up with what I have here.
Just water will do, please. Thanks, Zach.
What? No additional food requests? That's new. I'll put something together for you anyway. And feel free to make yourself at home. You ain't exactly a new visitor here. Although my room's not at its most presentable right now. Sorry. New freelance gigs and such. Didn't have time to fix things up here lately.
It's okay. I don't mind.
Usually she'd have something more to say to that. A quip, a witty remark to provoke laughter or two. Nothing from her this time. Only a weak smile before she takes a seat on the couch, and a silence that stretches out until what we left hanging feels disconcerting. Before anything turns stifling and awkward, I continue talking, if only to keep the dead air at bay. How is one supposed to keep a conversation going when the person you're talking to is like this?
Anyway, Gigs, can you believe this one client we got? Boss had all my schedule shoots shifted after they caught wind of this couple buying a new property. Man, must be nice to have all the money in the world. The world itself moves for you, huh?
Still on the side of the couch, hugging her knees close when I bring a tray carrying the sandwiches and the water she requested. She starts to straighten up as I'm unloading the contents, but pauses as soon as I hold up my hand in a holding
You're
gesture.
a guest. Didn't I say you're free to make yourself at home? Here's your water. Careful.
The tremor in her hands, though lighter now, still hands aside when she reaches out for the glass. I give her a questioning look, but this is quick to avert her eyes, keeping herself occupied by taking small gulps of water. Or maybe she just doesn't want me asking questions, worrying. This unlost words, this bout of quiet, not normally present in our chats. Even the creaking of the old chair when I casually take the seat is a welcome break. Although the company's familiar, this has gone way past unnerving.
What happened? Overtime at work?
Doesn't answer immediately. Another gulp drains her glass of its remaining contents. One would think it would be enough to help her recover, yet she doesn't lose her taut grip on the glass as she cradles it on her lap. Her eyes take an unfocused gaze when she speaks again.
Yeah. Boss handed me extra work today. After what happened to Rose.
Rose? Why do I feel like you've mentioned her before? Sorry, I'm better with remembering faces than names.
Same.
She was my coworker. That will take some getting used to. I was just talking to her the other day.
Was? Did she resign or something? I think I'm missing a few details here, Bella.
You've never met her. I think I did mention her once or twice. It doesn't matter. You probably heard her name recently from the news than me.
Something clicks then. I don't know me from the night before. The bright red light from the dark room, the strong odour of the stop bath, the television's barely audible murmur in the background, and a glimpse of a bloody room. News is everywhere, even in the morning that follows. I just didn't think its effects would strike someone this close to me.
Oh, damn. I didn't mean to bring that up.
No, like I said, it'll take some getting used to, but it'll get better. I hope it will. Things might become a little busier for me, though. She left a lot of things unfinished, and I'm one of the few people in the office who knows how she works. Boss thinks the transition will be easier if I handle it.
That explains it. Well, just don't forget you still need rest. Even the most hard-working people I know don't keep hours as late as this. Hell, the subway stopped running hours ago. Crime rate might be lower here than most places, but that doesn't mean you can walk around freely in the middle of the night.
Just crime rate is lower doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
It's just for today.
Still a good thing you dropped by here first. I'm not just about to let you walk out here alone, especially not in the middle of the night. Who knows what else could happen? I'm not saying you should go right now, but I could accompany you home if you...
No! Wait, please!
The vehement tension in her voice makes me pause, and it is in this instant the mask she's been keeping up falls apart, if only for a short while. Right then and there, I understood what's hiding behind her unfocused stare from the moment she arrived. Fear. Pure, unadulterated fear. It's disturbing to see such marring her usual upbeat countenance. Messiah, I cross the small distance separating us and kneel in front of her. Doesn't flinch when I do so. However, the way she appears to make herself smaller against the couch is telling enough.
Bella, this ain't just about your co-worker, is it? What is it really about? I'm all ears.
The sound of glass shattering vents through the air as soon as her hold on it loosens. It's about a few seconds of breathing grows.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
So yeah, I forgot if I saw or not, but you got Bella this far. Oh, what? She died, did she? Well, I did get her to die actually a few times, like there, where she dies, and then she was doing the whole prayer thing, and then that thing stands next to her and does the same thing, praying, with a creepy fucking look on his face. Grabs her hands over her ears, pressing it tightly against the side of her head. Her voice grows weaker with each word, each plea coming out of her mouth.
Please don't leave me alone. I don't want to be alone right now. I can't shake it off. Everywhere's not safe and...
Alright, Isabella. Look at me. Look at me.
My hands are firm on her shoulder and I pull her up to look at me. It takes every force of will to ignore the terror in her eyes in favour of taking control of the situation. Too close. Too similar.
Breathe. Breathe. You're safe here. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Stay in the present. I'm here. No one's gonna hurt you. Do you want to talk about it?
Actually, I need to do those breathing techniques. With my own ignorance, I stopped taking my anxiety meds for quite some time. Then I thought, oh, maybe I'm over whatever that was been causing me anxiety. But recently, I've just been having random anxiety attacks for no reason. Just something I need to see a doctor to get some more. Force of which she shakes her head is enough to bring her to drop the topic altogether.
No more. Please. No more. I don't want to remember anymore.
Kate, no more talking. I won't ask anymore. Can I get you anything? Another glass of water? I think I have a tub of that pistachio ice cream you love so much. We're gonna have to clean this mess first. Will you be fine on your own for a little while?
She nods lightly before retreating into herself again. Oh, let's exchange after that. And I take that as my cue to start cleaning the shards littering the floor before either of us get hurt. Quite having the AC is a pleasant distraction as I go over the menial task. More so than her ragged draws of breath or my little feeble attempts to tell a quick story or two. But the latter does the trick. And soon enough she has already drifted off by the time I return with the promised glass of water, her chest rising forward in a steady rhythm, the strain on her shoulders gone. Frankly, I've never seen her this still. She mumbles something I don't quite catch when I carry her to an empty bed and hugs herself tighter against the mess of blankets. Despite the fact that she appears relaxed, the small frown on her face doesn't quite disappear. Quite disappeared. Whatever happened to her won't be leaving her anytime soon. But for her sake, I hope it won't stay long with her. There are still questions left to be answered. But the late hour, coupled with the sudden exhaustion, made my old couch a more comfortable bed than it typically is. Bloody hell. Look how the tone of each chapter is a bit different from each